I am on the floor, so you know what that means. It is time to pick out my TBR, specifically September. Also, hello, welcome or welcome back. I'm Mad. I have a very large TBR. I have way too many books on my NetGalley shelf, and this is just a fun way for me to pick my TBR every month. I do fear that it will mostly be arcs again this month, but it is the last month that we'll need to do that. I don't really have that many arcs for the rest of the year, so I'll actually be able to pick off my physical TBR. Very exciting stuff. I have a few books right next to me. I have some books that I am very excited to get to for the fall, and let's get into my board. So each of these squares means something different. I will explain it to you when we land on it. Usually I use a turtle to escape the graveyard. That's kind of like the theme, the vibe. But unfortunately, my cat pretty consistently kidnaps the little turtle. So we're going to have to use something else today because I can't find it. And we're going to be using this little Freddy decoration I got from the Twisted Retreat. It's going to look really boring to you, but I promise it's Freddy. Two. A fantasy book. The swords mean fantasy. Fantasy is pretty easy, actually. I have a lot of like fall fantasy and fantasy that is coming out soon that I do really need to get to. So I will be picking up The King Must Die by Kemi Ashingawa. I actually got this when I was in San Francisco. I got it signed by them, which is just so cool, and it sounds really good. I haven't read anything by this author yet, but I have, I think, all of their books, and they all sound really amazing. This one on the back is much shorter than I'm sure the synopsis is, but it says, "My loyal servant Onath. Former ambassadors Juma and Kagiso Mekantai suffered a tragic accident this morning. My personal physician detected small amounts of poison in their bodies. Unfortunately, the chemical composition of the toxin is such that all traces of it will vanish by the time their corpses reach Ata. See that the daughter joins them." It's very ominous, and I think they typically write a lot of like queer fantasy, which is my interest. So the cover is beautiful, just very excited about it, and it comes out on November 4th, so I'll be reading this one a bit early, but not like too early. A spinner wheel card. So I just made a lot of spinner wheels, so this is going to be very fun. One. We're starting off crazy right now. Spinner wheel. So this is the first wheel. It will be the first wheel every time. Obviously, we are like weighted to get on my physical TBR, but there are other options. We could even go buy a new book. So let's see. It's available right now on Libby, so let me figure that out. And I think I would like an audiobook if possible. Okay, I am just going through my fall TBR right now, and the first 5 books I looked at have insane wait times. But A Discovery of Witches is available right now, so I will be adding that to my TBR. 6, that's so much better. So The Crown, it has 5 points. So The Crown means that it is a 5-star prediction. It's editing Madison, if you can't tell. And I forgot to pick a book for 5-star prediction, but I do have one, and that is The Isle of the Silver Sea by Tasha Suri. I gave the entire Burning Kingdom trilogy 5 stars. It's so good, so I don't see why I wouldn't expect to give this one 5 stars. And it may be the end of summer, but Lady Nights are always for me, and that's also something that's happening here. I believe that it's pirate vibes, but also night vibes. It's a heart-shattering standalone romantasy of sapphic longing, medieval folklore, and a love that spans the centuries in a stunning hardcover. Oh, and then it just describes the book. But it's sapphic, it's a standalone. I am very, very excited for it. I feel like we're also getting more fantasy standalones, romantasy standalones, and I love that. And like, we don't always need a trilogy. We really don't. I think some duologies get cut off too soon, and I think some trilogies literally could have been one book. So I'm very hopeful for this one. And it's just over 500 pages, which realistically, that's not even that long. So I'm super excited to get to this one finally. I think that was roll 4. And another card. How fun. You guys having fun? I'm having fun. Wait a second. Maybe I should have shuffled. I swear that it's 2 different cards. Okay, another spinner wheel. That's totally fine. I was really excited to use a spinner wheel, so it's actually fine. Let's do the first wheel again. There is an option to do another wheel depending on what this wheel lands on. A friend favorite. Actually, a friend of mine just recommended me a book. I don't know if it's necessarily a favorite of theirs, but I'm counting it for this. And that is House of Monstrous Women by Daphne Fama. This is a riveting gothic set against the upheaval of the 1986 Philippines and the people power of revolution. It sounds great, and I think that it fits this prompt well enough, and I'm very excited to read it. So that's what this is. Another 6. And another fantasy book. Another fantasy. Almost all of my arcs this month are fantasy, which is really interesting. At least my physical ones. Usually I get sent horror because I think less people are interested in horror and I'm not super big. But I've been really graced by the fantasy art gods. So I will be picking up this brick of a book. And that is King Sorrow by Joe Hill. This is about Arthur Oakes, who is a teacher who is a student at Rackman College in Maine, which is renowned for its frosty winters, exceptional library, and beautiful buildings. Unfortunately, his romance goes awry though because like the mob is after him. A local drug dealer. They corner him and he has to figure it out. Also, there's dragons. I'm not super sure how the dragons fit into this story yet, but I'm intrigued to find out. I've also not read anything by Joe Hill yet. A few of his books are on my TBR, and obviously I've read Stephen King before, so I'm interested to see how this goes. A couple people in my book club were also really excited about this one, so that has me more excited about it. Obviously I requested it and I'm excited about it, but like having other people buzz about it, I'm also, you know, more excited about it. 1. Are we gonna get spinner wheel again? No, an emoji generator. Okay, we got the card that said emoji proof. And that just means an emoji generator, and then I have to like either match the cover or the vibe, and that's up to me. So this one's kind of fun. This is nice. I have more of a choice for this one. So I'm gonna show you what it first gives me, and if I don't like it, I will like do the spin. I'm not super sure what that is. I think it's train tracks. I think I'm gonna try randomize. Oh. A triangle? What does that mean? Or up, maybe? Maybe a mountain? Let me look at my NetGalley shelf, because that's really where I would be liking to pick most of my books for this month. Actually, I will take it back. I will take the train tracks. I will take the road, because I am filming this in August, but I have a lot of other arcs to get to, so I'm assuming I won't have read this yet. And I'm going to be picking up Coffin Moon by Keith Rawson. This, you see the road on it? That's how I'm getting there. That's what's going on in my brain. This is an apocalyptic story, I believe. I think I've pitched this a few times at this point because it's been on a few TBRs. I've talked about it a few times, but I believe it's vampires. And we start out in Oregon, and this man is dating this woman who has a daughter, but it's not like actually her daughter. I think her parents died, so it's their stepdaughter. And he also works at this bar and gets into a bit of trouble. And for whatever reason, when this apocalyptic situation starts to happen, they have to make it to North Dakota, and it's just him and the daughter. I don't know what happens to the woman. I don't know anything yet because I really haven't actually started it, but I'm putting it on to the September TBR because I have so many arcs to get to in this like last week of reading that I doubt that I'll get to it, and I have a lot of other things to get to anyway, so I'm gonna put that on there. Another one. I hate the Storygraph square, so I'm not going to do it. To be totally honest. I am going to do something else. Okay, for the Storygraph one, I said I didn't want to do that, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to do the spinner wheel again because it is fun. It's fun. You can't tell me it's not. We're starting with the first wheel. It'd be nice if we got to spin a second wheel because I do think that this is really fun. Okay, that's definitely going to be physical TBR, and I have a physical TBR wheel, so that's perfect. And my physical TBR wheel looks insane. You can't even barely see it spinning. What will we get? It will be a surprise to everyone. Blood ties. I don't know if I remember what that is. Oh, okay. This, I believe, is a thriller. I don't know anything about Joan Isbell. This is one of the first books that was ever sent to me by a publisher. From the modern master of Nordic suspense comes an explosive novel about a community in crisis and two brothers on the verge of losing everything they've worked so hard to achieve. Family comes first, no matter the cost. I don't know if this book will be for me, but we're going to try and read it. We'll see if I get to that one. I know that that's the book that I'm probably going to put off the most because I'm the least interested in reading it, but perhaps it'll get off my physical TBR. I'm also going to try and find it from the library right now. This is going to be so many books. A color wheel. Color wheel. I obviously have a wheel for that. I guess we could just do random color generator too. Ooh. Signal red. I think we'll take signal red. That looks good. What do we think? I actually think that matches really well. So here's signal red. Ooh. Here's signal red. And then that's the book that I want to read. I think that matches really, really good. So this is The Lost Reliquary by Lindsay Ellie. I've never read anything by this author. It comes out on October 21st. I think it's the first book in a trilogy. And it says it's for fans of Godkiller and Gideon the Ninth. I just got Godkiller. I don't know if I'm going to like that, but I obviously do like Gideon the Ninth. This is about a divinely blessed warrior bound to the last living goddess plots decide to win her freedom in this propulsive epic fantasy for fans of the books that I just mentioned. I think it's going to be really, really good. I have super high hopes for this one. I'm just interested to see if I like it. So, on the TBR. That's insane. But horror, I guess. And as far as horror goes, I will be picking up The Works of Fervin by Erin Enez, which I'm extremely excited for. I really liked Leech by them, and I read that last year. This is about a giant worm and a man who has to kill the giant worm, and it's like his only option in order to save his sister. I think it should be really, really weird and really, really gross. I think that Erin Enez is kind of like a bug-focused horror writer, so that should be just very much in their wheelhouse. I am both nervous and excited for this book. And that one comes out on October 14th. Five. That's so much better. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nyx picks. Okay, go get it. Oh, and the choice is One Dark Window. Okay, we're in a bit of a different position now, but Soup picked because he is extremely food motivated. That's why he is overweight, but he ended up picking One Dark Window for me, and I'm so excited to finally read this. I think it's going to be really good. Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. Period. This is, I think, like tarot card based magic, and it's just very gothic and atmospheric. I've heard pretty exclusively good things. I know that Rachel Gillick may not be for me. I didn't totally love The Night and the Moth. I thought it was good, not great, you know, just like not screaming, crying, throwing up like a lot of people were, but I think that this one will be more for me, so I am excited to finally get to it. one. Oh, that's so nice. I also got a free book. And I should add something, I guess, from my NetGalley shelf. And I'm going to be picking up, let's go with The Graceview Patient by Caitlin Starling. This is a medical hospital horror. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. I know that a lot of people have a lot of issues with some of Caitlin Starling's books. So, like, I don't know if it's going to be for me. But this is Misery meets Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and it's genre bending, claustrophobic, hospital gothic. So that should be interesting. I hope that it doesn't like really affect my like medical anxiety, but it probably will. I assume this will be pretty effective for me. And this is what it looks like. Also comes out in October, on October 14th. For less than 300 pages. I can definitely do that. That'll actually be really nice. Okay, for less than 300 pages, I'm going to be picking up Vampires at Sea by Lindsay Meerbaum. This comes out on October 7th. It's published by Creature Publishing, who I've enjoyed books from in the past. And this is, I think, short story collection. It's queer, it's horror, and I'm interested. I'm interested to see if I like it. I really like the cover, which is the whole reason that I requested it. It really piqued my interest, caught my eye. But it has quite bad ratings, so we'll see how that goes. At least it's very short. That could have been our last roll, maybe. Not with the way the dice have been going, but it was. Just kidding. That's our last roll. So new to my TBR. The last book, the final last, thing. There are so many books this time, but the last one I got was a fantasy, and I think that this is technically fantasy. It says that it's the fantasy debut for her, and that's An Unlikely Coven by Am Kavita. This is about the outcast daughter of a powerful family of witches who returns to New York City and is immediately embroiled in a supernatural power struggle. And apparently it's quite funny. So I think this is kind of like rom-com-y, which is not really my vibe, but I think the fantasy element will be super helpful for my enjoyment of this book, and it just sounds good. This also comes out on October 28th and should be like a really good fall read. And those are all the books. I really doubt I'll get to all of these. That was so many books to pick from. I still have more on my NetGalley shelf that I would, in theory, like to get to in September, but we'll see. Like, I doubt it. That's kind of crazy business. I also am going to be rereading Slewfoot for my horror book club. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. Wish me luck. Hopefully I don't, perish from all of the reading that I need to do, and I still need to experience fall because it is my favorite season. Leave me a dragon emoji if you made it this far, just to let me know you were here for King Sorrow, or let me know what you're reading in September, because obviously my TBR is not big enough. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.